In the almost 8 years I've been doing end of life care for pets, I've heard families tell me over and over again that the time they choose euthanasia for their loved one is when they reach that point when they're no longer able to get up and get out of bed. Sometimes the line really is that clear and bright. Other times it's not as obvious that it's the right decision in your hearts. Those might be situations where mobility is declining slowly over time, or it might be when a pet is confined to bed, but they still seem pretty happy. So, what do we do then? Here are some questions that I have the families I work with kind of talk through so they can decide how mobility is affecting their pet's wellness and what might be able to be done about it. The first consideration is the size of your pet. Mobility issues in a little chihuahua or a small dog or a little cat are going to be very different than the mobility issues faced by a 90-pound dog. Small pets can be carried from place to place. They can be carried up the stairs, outside to go potty, lifted up to places on the furniture where they want to be. With bigger dogs, those things are a lot harder, and you may quickly find yourself reaching your physical limitations in what you're able to do for them. You also have to think about what resources do you have to provide the nursing care that's needed. It can be really intensive and it might cost money, it might cost time, or it just might cost a lot of emotional bandwidth for you. The second consideration that I think is really important is the personality of the pet. Now, many older animals are pretty happy to just kind of hang out and chill for most of their day. Especially cats, that's a pretty natural behavior for them to spend most of their time sleeping. And a lot of dogs don't feel a lot of need for activity as well, as long as their basic needs are being met. So, those might be, just their medical needs and access to food and water and good hygiene if they're soiling the bed, but also their social and emotional needs. So, are they able to be with the family during TV time or whatever it is that they like to do with you? Other pets are not quite so content to be in one place, even if their basic needs are being met. I always think about working dogs when I consider this issue. A lot of working breed dogs have a few activities in their day that they really feel are part of their job, and they don't like not being able to do their job. They might want to patrol the property or just keep tabs on the family or the neighbors or whatever it is they do. You can see the frustration in their behavior that they can't engage in those activities. Finally, you should ask yourself, what are the things that your pet really loves to do? How is mobility affecting that? And what might we be able to do as workarounds or substitutes? The best example I know of that's pretty common is going for walks. So, most dogs love to go for walks. For some, it may be about the exercise, but for many, it's just the sights and the sounds and the smells and the stimulation and the socialization. Maybe there are ways you can bring that into your dog's life without having to have them engage in a lot of physical activity. Small pets might be able to be carried or pushed around in a stroller. Larger dogs will sometimes settle in pretty well if they're just rolled around the neighborhood in a wagon. Or maybe they could be brought out on the front lawn and watch the neighborhood pass them by that way. Or even if you just spend some quiet time together outside, that might be very enjoyable for some pets. Maybe you could go for car rides instead of going for walks, or you could just go to the beach and hang out and enjoy the sun and the sea. Whatever seems to be enjoyable for your pet. So, those are some things to consider when you're wondering if mobility is really affecting your pet's well being. I hope this was helpful and it will provide some resources to help you make better decisions for your loved one. My name is Carolyn Nawn. I am the owner and medical director of Arms of Aloha, where we believe every pet deserves peace, comfort, and dignity at the end of their life. If this was helpful for you, I really hope you'll share it with your friends. And if you would like more content and advice from us, then please consider subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook and Instagram or visiting our website, armsofaloha.com. Mahalo.